All right, g'day, hi, and welcome. Okay, guys. Warning graphic. If you're gonna look away now. So, nothing. I have a carcass. I have a secondary carcass. All right, so these guys. Yeah, so, oh, I got him good. I'll have to get these carcasses out, reset. So, I gotta get a whole bunch of mouse traps. Where's the other? That's the mouse trap. Oh, he's a good size one. Got this guy too. Yeah. That'll teach him. Operation Mouser is going to be. I'll just put them up here for now. All right, you guys have been weighed and measured. So I got dead fish and dead mice in my yard. Great. Kind of graphic, sorry, but I had to show you. Mice. Yes, I'm gonna make a major push on the mice. Like I gotta make a major push on the dishes. So it was a little bit late starting today because I called my buddy last night and said, "Hey, we working today?" So I haven't heard anything. He goes, "I don't think so." I said, "Okay." So that's kind of good and bad. The good is I got, I got the day to work down here. It's kind of bad because I'm not making any money. You know, I forgot that down here. That's sacrilege. Well, what did I have up there? Oh, okay. Well, that's from last night. It's gonna be kind of flat, but I better finish it anyway. So today I'm gonna get the dishes. Gonna do a little bit more whipper snipping. I hope you guys are enjoying. Yeah, you're correct. You're correct. When you see me with the brush cutter, one of my longtime subscribers, animal. Yes, that is correct. I was just talking to my friend there. I haven't seen her. One of my other friends, the other Amanda. I was talking to her there at the store, catching up and making fun of each other and getting some laughs or whatever. I told her I got this place and that I'm working on it and stuff like that. She said, "Oh, okay, cool." That's all. Once I get the smells out a bit more, I will probably host like a small like potluck or something like that, just for family and friends, nothing more, If not this year, next year. I mean, this used to be like be about 30 to 50 people in here, family shindigs, with my grandparents, like for holiday stuff, yeah, you wouldn't think you could fit that many people here. There'd be people just kind of sitting on the floor eating. There'd be table, 5 tables or whatever we had from one end of the house to the other. Oh, the glory days, the glory days. I'd love to see that. I'd love to see a full family shindig in here. I'd have to really get the smells out for them to, because I don't. Right now, it's not ready. Like that. That'd be like a year, 2 years away to be able to do something like that. But you got to do stuff like that as soon as you can because you never know who's, like every year there's, you're going to lose family members every year, somewhere, right? That's just, it's inevitable. And, you want to get in as much quality time. So I brought down another violin, my 105-year-old Prokop violin, the 1920 Prokop. I'm gonna test out that vacuum cleaner thing again today. Dad's gone up to the moose camp for a couple of days to check it out. Yeah, so if I got today off and tomorrow off, we'll see how much I get done. But what I'm gonna do is uh, brush cut today. I'd like to do a little bit of chainsawing, but I don't know if I want to do the chainsawing yet. Like I'm itching to get at it, but the problem is if I start dropping trees, it's a place I can't go with the lawnmower because there'd be trees in the way. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to focus on the brush cutter for now. But I do got to give all my chainsaw bar chains a good sharpening because it's been like I really did some tough cutting there this week past at work. So want to clean everything out, and you gotta maintain your tools. Like that's the thing. You got a project like this. It's everything's ongoing. You know what I mean? Like it's like I talked about like people how to get overwhelmed with stuff like this. It's like okay, you got to work a normal day, and then you got to come back here and get something done. Well, just don't overthink it. Just grab something. Sweep something. Just wash something. Throw something out. Yeah, there's not much more to throw out of here. I mean, like after Monday, the garbage is picked up. I'll have that bin open, and then next week, the following Monday, all the recycling will be gone, and hopefully that next week is the large waste pickup, and I can get rid of that mattress, the couch, the dressers, all that stuff will be out of the yard, and then like I'm sure there's a ton of stuff to throw. But I actually have to brush cut the property to find the junk. One of the things I want to get started today though was my scrap metal pile. It's very important that I do that because down here there's probably going to be at least a half ton down here, and I probably got about a half ton up there. Oh, that's fun. So I do have some good stuff. I have some batteries. I got some copper and brass. I got to clean that up. But I want to put it somewhere where it's not in the way, right? So that when I clean it up, it's cleaned up. You know what I mean? So the back of the house, I want to give that round 3. Raked it out. Like I rake it out. I brush cut it, rake it out, brush cut it, rake it out. And I took the mattress away. My goal today is to get between the two buildings here and get that cleaned out once and for all, so I could start picking up the wood things, right? And those, I could just burn them, but the problem is like I got to get them out somewhere and put them somewhere where I can pile it up and deal with it a little bit at a time. Because problem with burning stuff like that, there's nails in it and stuff like that. So I'll burn it in the burn barrel. That's no problem, but I need to stack it up so it dries enough so that'll burn, right? I burnt all the boxes yesterday. I don't think I have any boxes left to worry about. I got to get that insulation cleaned up so I can whippersnip in there a bit more. So there's just stuff. So I'm gonna pile all the stuff in the yard that's not scrap metal in the woodshed for now, because that's going to take me a week to clean that up. I'm going to deal with the basement before I work. That's like, okay, it's November. I got nothing better to do. Go in the woodshed and just start tidying things up. Yeah, that's like the least priority right now, because I've made the executive decision. I'm not gonna in my mind I was like, I could probably get a wood stove by, I've already looked at a wood there's a wood stove over there. My dad said you could probably use that one for now, and then but I think it needs all new bricks and stuff like that. And then my buddy has one that he might sell me, but I'm like, I'm gonna hold off and really design out a good wood. Even if I buy the stuff new, if I bought everything new, the Selkirk, the wood stove, everything, you're looking at about $5-6 grand, right? And again, for a place I don't own, do I want to put $5 or $6 grand into it, right? But you would recoup that fairly fast on the hydro over a couple of winters, because the wood heat's never going to cost me as much as electricity, right? But I think I'm going to hold off on that project for now. Just because if I start putting holes in the wall, I might discover things that holy shit, I can't put a wood stove there. Now I got to cover this up, and I got to do something else. And maybe if I go right straight through the roof, straight out at the top of the peak, that might be the better way to go. But I got to see what the regulations on that. I don't know if you're allowed to do that anymore. I think you can, but there's more cost. But straight up is usually one of the easiest. But the thing is for cleaning, the easiest is out the side with the hatch under the Selkirk, and just straight up. You don't even have to climb a ladder or nothing to clean your chimney. Which I have to clean my dad's chimney and my aunt's chimney, even though my aunt uses the heat pump. They got two huge trees to cut up there before October. So I'm going to see if I can get that done for, because my cousin, I don't know if he's got any chainsaws or not. My dad does, but it's it's too hard to work for my dad, Even if I just get the trunks, because there's supposed to be somebody building something for, and it's like I've been meaning to get to it, but it's like I have to wait till my time slows down or my work slows down to do projects like that. But here it's like, okay, if I do a tank a day on the whippersnipper or the brush cutter, like things change. So like, like it's gonna look like a dog's breakfast for a while I'm cleaning up. You gotta knock things down, then you gotta rake things up, put it in a pile, figure out what you're gonna do with the piles. What I'm probably gonna do with my brush piles is scatter them around the yard right around say October or so, early November, and just have like little burn piles. The idea is to get the nitrate back into the soil, right? So it'll be far enough from the house to be like, you know, cut all the grass and then just do that, like a little fire pit here, a little fire pit there, whatever, and just leave, like not a fire pit, but just like a little branch fire here, like I'm talking really small, and because years ago my uncles used to burn the ditches down there in the spring, right? And it hasn't been done. You can't do it now because the grass is way too long, and it would it'd be too dangerous to do it now. So I got to clear it out, and I do need I do need that other brush. Like you can get one that's an oval one, then you get one that's like it's not a triangle, but it's got like three blades on it. For the raspberry briars, I am going to get that one, but I'll use my round one until it's just the round one gets binded up. It's great for the actual shrubs and like the little poplars and maples and stuff like that, but it's not as good for the others for the long grass and all that. And again, whipperline, it'd be a gazillion dollars in whipperline, and the whipperline, no matter how good it is, can only do so thick. That's it, right? You'd be surprised what you can get away with, but you go through a lot of whipperline, so that's why I'm going to get the triangle thing. Is like blade is like $27 plus tax, whatever. So we'll say $30. Then I'll have the two of them. I was talking to Melissa, not yesterday, day before, and she was like, "Yeah, I got." She goes, "That's the one I got." She goes, "She doesn't have. I have the round one, the round blade for my brush cutter, but she has the just the oval one for hers. She says it works fantastic on the briars because it clears them as you're cutting, right? So especially when the stuff's that thick." But yeah, if I can get the yard a little bit more cleaned up, getting ready for the riding mower, so I can just like everything's picked up and just come down here with the riding mower and just start cutting. But there's a bunch of I gotta make a spot for my scrap metal so I can get that door over there because the door is going to go for scrap metal, and there's a bunch of steel there. And then all the other garbage stuff, I gotta wait till the garbage bin is actually emptied so I can fill it up. I think I'll get one more good fill out of it, and then once I do, then like after this week, like the garbage that'll be coming out of here is probably going to, except for maybe whatever's in the shed or whatever. Like I might, go through like a garbage bag, say every 2-3 weeks. You know what I mean? Like I really don't produce a lot of garbage. I never in my life. Anytime I've ever like lived alone or anything like that is like I just never produce a lot of garbage. I don't know why I'm different than everybody else, but but I tend to buy things out in bulk that there's not a lot of packaging. So like maybe that has something to do with it. And most of the things I buy are either going to be in a can or a box, which I'll burn the boxes, so that never goes to the garbage. And the cans, well, they're going to go for scrap metal, right? So yeah. So I'm gonna have recycling. The only thing I'll recycle is basically plastics. You know what I mean? And there's like there's not much left in here, and there's really not that much down. Like I'm sure there's more downstairs than it seems, but there's really not much down there. Down there, it's like it's gonna be like sweep it out, shovel out all the nasty stuff. And once that's all out, then bring in the shop back, right? So like I want to get all my floors cleared up. I'm gonna try that new vacuum cleaner, the dog hair vacuum cleaner. I remember my brother talking about it that he bought. I'd never seen it before, But he said, yeah, we bought this one. It's meant for like cleaning because there was carpet in here, right? And the top you put like a cleaning solution in, and the bottom just a regular vacuum. So I'm gonna try it today. What I'm gonna try is a water vinegar mix for the floor, and I'm gonna try that. Well, depending on how much I can get cleared off, and I'm gonna probably rip out that linoleum. Yeah, it can get the hell out of my house, is what it can do. Yeah, maybe I'll see if I can get that done today. Because that was like the last thing. I did get the drawer. I had to kick it, but I did get it into the dresser. So there's one drawer that's just like, okay, that drawer never gets used. I have no idea. And the drawers came out easy. What happened? I don't know. So we'll see. I'm gonna go give it a sniff test to see if it needs another secondary cleaning or not. But I cleaned it out. So yeah, operation like I got to set up a bunch of mice traps. Shouldn't be hard to do. Yeah, you got to get new house, old house, doesn't matter. You don't want mice because mice chew things, and the odd house fire is attributed to mice chewing on wires and shit like that, right? I don't like using mice poison because I'm trying to get smells out of the house, and if you have a dead mouse in your wall, you will know. That stinks for a long time. That smells hard to get out. The smell of mouse death. But yeah, I do want to do a mouse cost. So what I did with the traps differently, like I set the traps a couple of nights ago, or about a week. Well, probably after I cleaned out the cupboards. But I didn't bait them, so I just put like a dab of peanut butter. There was a brand new jar of peanut butter in there, but God knows how old it was, so I'm not going to use it for anything other than mouse costs, right? So if I catch 3 mice a night, yeah, there's probably 1,000 mice in here, but it will eventually clear them out. Like, it'll just be an ongoing thing, It's the same thing up home. Like, usually around this time of year, I try to get the most mice out of the house so they're not there in the winter. Because usually what I do is I like to catch them and just let them go. Like just walk them away from the house and let them go. Let the cats or something eat them. I don't like to kill them if I don't have to. But in this case, I got to get them out of here. So, if I got to clunk them, I'll clunk them. You know what I mean? So what I'll probably do is grab that feed pail that had there was 7, 8 mice in it overnight. There's probably dead mice in it right now. I haven't checked it in a while. But I'll probably go grab that, bring it, just put it in the basement, just put a little ramp up to it, and the small. At least the bigger mice can actually jump out of a 5-gallon pail, believe it or not. But the smaller ones can't. So yeah, so I'm gonna do that. So anyway, I'm gonna get my button gear. Yeah. Because it's like 11 o'clock. I was gonna come down here for 9, but I was like, well, I'll wait to see if my buddy's gonna call me, and he didn't call me. I told him, if you do get called, just come down here and get me. I'll be here. You can't get a hold of me, but I'll be here. So I waited till 10 instead, and he didn't call. So if he doesn't call by 10, we're not doing anything. So I'll get my mouse traps reset. They didn't go to the bottom one, so yeah. But you see, like that hole right there, there's probably a gazillion mice coming through there on a daily basis. So up here, I don't know about, but they might be coming through the wall. Other places, there's so many places that they can come through, right? So like, I could probably put a huge trap up in the attic. That'd probably catch them the fastest, but they're all going to come down here eventually. So I'm just going to have the pail in the basement and just, dump them out on a daily basis, whatever it is. All right, anyway, I'm going to get to work. I'm going to start with the brush cutter, I guess, because I want to make I didn't even show you guys the morning view. I'm sorry about that. So there's the morning view. It's a little bit overcasty today. It's kind of cool, very cool today. But you see, I want to get through here today. Yeah, so I'm probably not going to use the brush cutter there because there's so many boards and stuff to hit. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab my clippers, my pruning shears, because they work. They're super fast, you know. And then I want to get some of this cleared out, like especially these burrs. You know, I hate dealing with those things. They get all over you, and you're picking them out, and you're itchy and picky, and then I'm going to probably somewhere right around there make my scrap metal pile for now, right around that tree. See how much I get that down. I would like to play with the chainsaws today, but no. It's going to be a brush cuttery day. Baby steps, baby steps. Yeah. I got a brush cut around the trees and all that. Look at all that. Look at all that. It's messy. Got to get those branches there. Got to do some pruning. But anyway, I'm going to get to that. So. Oh, okay. So there's a wire. That wire there. There's the wire. Okay, so that was cut from there. Okay, so that one is definitely not live. So I just got to cut that one to the ground. This one, we don't know if it's live. My brother said at one point he heard it going zzz, 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 right? So I got to put the tester on that. And I think, like, I'm trying to remember, because my grandmother always say, go turn on the porch light. And I'm pretty sure it was the second one. My brother said when the one to the left, he goes, when you turn it on, you hear zzz, zzz, zzz. So yeah, so I'm just not gonna do that. But what I'd like to do is track, where did I see it? That wire in the basement to see where it's coming out of. Maybe we'll have a look right now. Maybe I'll solve the riddle. And if it goes right to the box, just have it disconnected. I might need a. Yeah, I'm gonna need a flashlight or something. There's probably a wire there going right to the box, because like the box is wired up but nothing's labeled. So the thing is that I mean, there's wires all over the place. God knows, you know, what's going where, and you know that'll take me time to track all that stuff, the wiring. Yeah, maybe if I'm lucky, I might even get some of this cleaned up today. I want to get that out. That's wood, and that's a big source. All that stuff I got to get out. Big source of stink. All right, anyway, I got to get to it. Here we go.